Hey guys, welcome to episode 1 of season 2 for Let's Play Football Manager 2012 with my Liverpool team. And it's been an interesting summer. Now, I've gone through your possible signings, and I tell you what, it was a lot harder this time around, I can tell you for a fact. A lot harder. I don't know if it was because I had less money, the club's stature in comparison to winning the title at this time, last term. Um, it's a bit harder. So I've got a list here now. I went through and found the most common names. I couldn't go through every single player because there was like 150 odd names, which is actually incredible, really, because it was way better than the last time I did one of these videos. We ended up getting like 200 plus comments, and we ended up like the number 3 for the most discussed of the sport category, which is insane. But yeah, I've got a list here now. The first one, probably the most common name for a centre back was a guy called, is it Gotze or Gotze, or I'm not too sure how you pronounce that, but yeah, it was Gotz, and or whatever the hell his name is, and he's the most common. The problem with most of these players was their transfer fee, or what the club wanted for them. For example, the other player that was very common was Matt Hummels. Borussia Dortmund wanted £27 million for him. Now, I had £30 million to spend on the transfers. Now, I'll show you my history anyway of this now. But yeah, wrong one. Yeah, it was quite ridiculous, to be honest, some of the transfers the transfer fees that they wanted. So these are the eventual signings I ended up making. I'll go through some of the other ones and why I couldn't get them in a moment. But the first one we all know about, Adebayor, fairly cheap, although his wages are substantial. I am able to pay them. Bueno, he was the one who was signed, I think, before the game, before I took over, so obviously I had no control over that. Christian Eriksen then was the first one. He was one of the most common. Obviously, a lot of people saying he's a wonder kid. I've played against him in my other game against Southampton. He plays for Birmingham, which is a bit weird, but he caused all sorts of problems for my Southampton team. I'm going to show you another save of that soon as well, just while we're on topic of it. Be doing another one of those for my Southampton team things soon. And I eventually went out. I had to go and spend big on a defender because obviously Carragher's getting too old. Quartes and Wilson are inexperienced, so I went out and bought Gary Cahill, just a shade under £20 million. Now, I know that was expensive, and you might be thinking, well, Hummels is going to be better, and you only have to pay a little bit more. Hummels, though, is unproven in the Premier League. I felt Cahill would obviously be better at adapting and all that sort of stuff in the Premier League, so I just felt, although he's Cahill, he's young as well, he's English, and so on. So Cahill was my first choice for that. Ended up spending quite a big chunk of the fee on him, but I wasn't too bothered in the end because, as I say, I needed a central defender anyway. I know people didn't really recommend him to me. I know I have this terrible knack of just completely ignoring what you guys say and buying my own players. But when you obviously offer players that I can't buy, there's nothing else I can do other than go for another alternative. So Cahill was there, and I've just signed a couple of days ago Kadlec, another very common name, another wonder kid. He was big in FM11. He was very, very common in FM11, and if anything, now he's gone even bigger. He was he's very common again. And these are the players I sold. Skrtel, I think we knew. I'm not too sure if I mentioned Skrtel or not because it was quite a long ago, but I sold Skrtel to Man City for 11 million. I thought 11 million for Martin Skrtel, that's a bit of a steal in my opinion for me. So I just went and sold them off and I got Cahill instead. I know I spent a bit more, but in my opinion, Cahill's a better player. Lucas Leiva did eventually sell him. A few people did say sell him and bring in another defender. As you can see, a defensive midfielder. I've not been able to that, but the transfer window is still open, so I'm still open to that. And I'll put a reasons why I couldn't get SCN, De Jong, and so on in a moment. And finally, Stuart Downing. Totals up to 24.5 million, so I bought some of that back. But Stuart Downing, very difficult to shift. Him and Charlie Adam, very difficult to shift because of the wages. Teams don't want to pay their wages. But bear in mind, these guys are on 60 to 90k a week. Not many teams can afford that. The type of teams who want him, for example, Blackburn, they can't afford that. Aston Villa or who else? I don't know. Everton maybe. They can't afford that. So what they've done is they've paid me 1.4 million, bought them on loan, and then at the end of the season they have an option to buy for I think 9 million. So that's the thinking there. I will also go over my fixtures very quickly. And this is how we did in pre-season. We didn't lose, which is good. Still a little bit stop and start, but overall not too bothered by it. Not too sure if I have enough friendlies. I think that was enough, wasn't it? Yeah, the rest 3 away, 4 at home, not bad. But there is one bit of sequence at the end of the season which I do want to bring up, and that is this. Everton, Man United, and Arsenal right at the end. That's home, away, home. So that's all. We've got to go to Old Trafford. Third last game of the season. That's going to be a great game. That could very well decide who wins the title if it's anything like the Joe Cole incident. But I'm going over the transfers here. These are more players. I can see Michael Essien has still not been sold. Now, I'll come back to Essien in a moment. Ryan Shawcross, if I show you him, he has actually, of all places, gone to Everton. If I just show you here, where has he gone? There he is, as you can see. Ryan Shawcross, Everton, 7.25 million. They got him before me, simple as that. Next on, Junior Hoylett, I can never pronounce his name. He, I think Blackburn wanted a little bit too much for him. Oh, sorry, no, it wasn't. That's a lie. He got injured. Okay, you could just not type. That was nice. I'd start typing. I don't think I could hear me typing there, but I know I've spelled his name wrong, haven't I? Oh, never mind, whatever. As you can see, injured. I did try to buy him, however, he is currently receiving treatment. As you can see, he will be back before the transfer window ends, so I'm debating whether to still go in for him or not. I probably will have got past the transfer deadline at this point, so don't write in the comments buy him or don't buy him, because as I say, I'm probably going to be ahead of you guys. But yeah, I was in the middle of signing him and he got injured and thus failed his medical, and this was a problem that sprouted up again in my team when I tried to sell players. Charlie Adam got injured and he's off for 2 months, so he's in my team, but you know that is exceptionally annoying. Him being there like that, getting injured. Next on was Nigel de Jong, who I think also got snapped up before I could have a chance. Sacco, the Paris Saint-Germain defender, he also got injured, obviously failing the medical. And another one, quite a common name, was Sidney Sam, but I can't find him. He does not seem to be on my game if I type his name in here, so I'm going to have to stretch across my microphone to this now because it's on top of my keyboard. What is it? What is going on with this? This keyboard, or the capture software doesn't... You can hear me pressing D. Grief. Sorry about it. Anyway, I think it's getting it. There you go. See, Sidney Sam, no results found. I don't know where he is. Am I spelling it wrong because that's how you guys spelled it? I don't know. Anyway, that's that. So there's my team here. I'll show you my team now. I need to register some of these players, but Joe Cole has come back. Carroll's injured. He'll be injured for the Newcastle game. And I'm probably going to bring in 1 or 2 more reserve lads. But overall, Cole is back. Well, I'll try and use him, but no one wants him. But I'm also going to bring in Wilson and Flanagan and all that, and see how they do. So, apart from that, I don't think we've got much else to really talk about. That is just my sort of recap of the summer and how things have gone. I've been playing a lot of my Southampton saves, so I'm a bit all over the place at the moment. But yeah, I think that's everything. As I say, the transfer window is still open, so we're obviously still eligible for players and all that. We're obviously still going for them, but we're just going to have to wait and see if anything happens. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead now and do this Newcastle game. I'm probably going to upload it straight after this, so once you've finished this, it'll probably be up soon. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you for the Newcastle game. Goodbye for now.